from mine. So it's so complicated. He doesn't speak my language, but he speaks another local language from Uganda. So actually our daughter speaks partly that language as well. So she knows a little bit of all, but majorly she speaks English. So it's, yeah, I think it will take time. But once she begins to speak and is going to school, I know that she will learn my language a little bit, just a few words, and that will help her whenever she visits Uganda.
Yeah, because I mean, what is she, I mean, is visiting back, just like meeting the elders to know the greetings. Those matters a lot. Yeah, compared to just go there, what's up, hi. Yeah, so for elders, that even if you don't have more conversation, they give you something, say thank you in the local language. Those are very, very meaningful. Yeah, it's a very big challenge. Myself, all my kids, they were, I mean, I don't know whether it's just more, not fluent, but they can understand anything. But for instance, the first one, I was in the Navy. So most of the time I was traveling. So it was difficult for him to continue. Claire was also very, very good, but again, is a child, is watching show, is playing with most of the time with the mother and in that school. Obviously, English is dominant. Faustina, I can tell her anything in Swahili, she understands. There are certain things she doesn't know. Like for her, for instance, a baby, she knows is mtoto in Swahili, so she says toto. So, but very few times she can refer that is a baby. She knows baby is a toto, whatever it is. That so sometimes it's just like banana. She can say Swahili and English, so she knows a few here and there, but it's very challenging. Yeah. As you said, if you are just only one in the house, compared like if she's in the community, that would be helpful a little bit. Yeah. Another thing related to the children in the family. I remember Chris Rock said for him on his case, he's a comedian, his father was poor, but now he's a millionaire. So he said he has a challenge to know how to be a good father, because all what he knew as a good father is his father who didn't have money. So for instance, sometimes you ask for this kind of toy or gift, you say, no, I'm not giving you, that's why. When you say that's part of love, whatever, but now I'm a millionaire, so at what point should I say this is yes, this is no? Kind of that, like there are certain things kind of that. So it's also for him is a new arena compared to the son of these rich people who are coming from the rich family. So for us, we come from Africa. We were raised in a different type of lifestyle, but now we live in America. How do you get the good things from Africa and good things from the other side of America, I mean, from Africa and America, and bring to a child, and knowing that like you are doing your best job to be as a parent, to raise a child here in America?
So for us, we're really spontaneous, we are open, and we are welcoming to anything, and that I thank God for. My husband is very open and liberal. So what we do, we incorporate the two cultures together, and we just raise her the way we feel best for us. But of course, most of the things you have to be based more on the American culture because we are living here. If we were in Uganda, it would be different. But since we are here, we just have to incorporate all that and make it best for us. But I would say, personally, I have always loved children, and I've always taken care of my nieces, my nephews. So I had that kind of background with children, raising them. So once I came here and I'm all by myself, and of course with my husband and a few people all around, it is easy for me, because it's not that I'm just starting afresh. I have raised children, my sister's children, my nephews. So it is not so hard. And then of course, I'm not somebody who is so into this difficult, so backward African culture things that I'm going to bring and incorporate. Oh, we are going to do this. I am so open to anything. And if it is something good that I feel it is good, we do it. And it is not different. It is just the food, the way you are treating your child. It is basic everything. I feel like if we lived in Uganda, we would still be raising her the same way as if we were here. So we haven't had any big hurdles here and there. Apart from, of course, the fact that if you're here, you cannot hit your child, you cannot, you know, do all these things. So people in back home, if your child is behaving in a certain way, you get a stick and you're going to hit them, and you cannot do that. And of course, and I'm not that person that likes to hit children anyway. So that was easy for me to adjust to, because even at home raising my nephews, my nieces, we never really hit them or, you know, shouted at them and threw them out of the house. That kind of hard love we did not do. So I was kind of already aware of that, and coming here, it wasn't so bad. So that's what we do. We just incorporate the two cultures, and we are okay so far. We'll see in the future once she grows up. But for now, we're still...
She's teenage and she said, "This is my boyfriend."
That will be a different story.
Yeah, I told my wife, and I said, I have no problem. If any person comes here, I will pretend like I do not know any American culture. I say, I'm African father, you have to pay 2 cows. I will put in my list. I said, but you didn't do it for, I mean, my parents, they didn't give you didn't give anything. I say, I will say I'm African. That is your parents. I have to take advantage.
It's your child, you have to do it. Yeah.
So for now, working from home, and overall in American culture is mostly staying at home most of the time. Despite Corona, everybody is inside. You go to work for a specific reason, you go out. How does working from home and plus the American culture of staying at home in general, indoor, has shaped your lifestyle to a different kind of lifestyle? How many times do you go in a week? You go out, like even go to the store or somewhere, like to buy something, whatever.
That is an interesting question. You know, the other day I was thinking how many hours I spend in the house, and it was shocking to me that I'd never been a time in my life where I have to be inside the house like all this time. But because of the way the weather is here, and also because I work from home, so most of the time I'm in the house. And I remember growing up, we always saw people jogging, and we thought jogging was for the rich people. I know that's funny, but we always saw foreigners, you know, like these white people or whoever, the foreigners, expats running in the neighborhood. And I'll be like, where are they running when nobody's chasing them? I was young, but now I come to realize that, oh, you need to go out and walk, because you're sitting on the laptop from morning to evening. You're just walking around the house. You haven't done any exercise. So that is new to me. Right now, I have to get out of the house. I time myself. I have a timer on my phone and walk around the neighborhood, something I never did at home back in Uganda, because in Uganda, walking is part of transport means. You're walking to the shop, to work, you walk to the taxi stage, you walk to meet your friend, you're always walking. There's nothing like you're going to use a car all the time. You're always walking. So because I was used to walking to the shops, walking to wherever, walking to the stage to pick a cab or a taxi. Now here, you get out of the house and you enter the car. Then you get out of the car, you enter the house. So you have limited exercise.
In the garage. You just get from the garage, just inside the house.
Correct. And you don't have so much, so you're not walking enough. So now I know that walking was not for the rich like I thought it was.
If you have to give advice for someone, like 5 things, like these are the 5 things you have to do immediately upon arriving in America, what will those things be?
So first of all, I would say, depending on where you are, first location. Like if you are in a place where you'd need a car, first of all, look into that. Because some places, like if you live in New York, you're able to use the trains, you're able to use the buses, and that is your advantage. But in some cities, you may really need a car to go to work, to go grocery store shopping, to do anything. You may need a car. So you think about transport means. Then secondly, you need to know that here, in order to have a job, you must have a social security number. So you have to, first thing you think is register to get a social security number so that you're able to apply for employment. Otherwise, you'll be kicked out. You won't have income. Then the third one would be like looking for a job. You've settled in, you know that this is where you're going to live. You get your social security number. You go and you register for a driver's license. Then you do all these things to settle in. And if you have a car, well and good, then you begin applying for the jobs. Once you get the jobs, you just get ready. That is basically what I would say. You just prepare yourself mentally for the city or the state where you're going to live. What are the rules? What am I supposed to do to get a job? How do I drive? What are the rules? Get the book. If it is a driver's license, you can read. They always give you manuals. Read through, because here you cannot drive like you're from Africa. They're going to fine you. You're going to have so much money to pay because the robots are watching you if you're driving. So that is another thing. I think with those, if you have those and of course you use Google if you have anything you need to find, I think you'd be good to begin life here. It wouldn't be so hard.
And the 3 things you say, never do these things if you come to America. What will those be if you have to advise someone?
For someone who is an immigrant like me and you're moving from wherever you are, Europe, wherever you're coming to America, I would say you just stay out of trouble, because that is one thing. You just stay out of trouble, follow the rules, because the law here is really, the law is there. It is not like it's like back home in Uganda where you commit a crime and you pay some money and somebody releases you. So if you avoid crime, you just do your own things. Don't overly be in people's spaces. Don't start going to the neighbors and knocking and saying hello. That won't work, because people will call police for you. So just learn the environment and settle in. You can learn by walking around and seeing how people behave. If they're saying hi and not smiling, you do the same. You just incorporate, you just learn the culture. And I think if you stay out of trouble here, you'd really be okay. Stay out of trouble, get a job, and you'll be okay.
Those are very good pieces of advice. Yeah, and speaking of trouble, some of the troubles, don't treat women like how we treat women in Africa. Don't treat children like how we treat children in Africa. Like you say, like we get used, like, okay, spanking, like the big discipline to the kids. So you do that here, you end up in jail. Yeah, so those are the things, like don't drive while you are just drunk, like you over, oh, I'm just waiting for the traffic, let me have 5 beers, and you go to drive. Those will be in so much trouble if you do those kind of things here. Do you have any last question, any question for me?
No, I would say we've had a really good conversation, and of course I'm looking forward to another time when we can discuss more and more. There's always so much to discuss, and guys, thank you so much for watching, and we appreciate you so much. I'm looking forward to another discussion like this, to educate somebody, to enlighten people on how living in the diaspora can be, or if you're traveling or you're planning to travel here or you're planning to travel to Uganda, we just give you the little bits of how the two cultures are, and that helps you prepare mentally. It is very key to prepare mentally before you leave your motherland to live in the diaspora, because it can be a really challenging situation, especially if you don't know anyone in that particular country where you're going. So many people get depressed, and it's because they don't reach out to people, they don't seek help, and because they're just in their shells and they end up getting really depressed, they end up committing suicide. So I wouldn't want somebody to come up here and say, I didn't have anyone I would talk to. Talk to us, You can come to my page, Roll with Liz on YouTube, reach out to me. You know, just have a friend that you can talk to. It is very important.
Yeah, and people should remember to subscribe to YouTube channel. Yeah, so subscribe to the channel, share the videos to other people. Yeah, that will be something to give us more energy to continue to make all these kind of videos, to keep sharing our experiences. Thank you. Right. I believe people will be able to enjoy, and we are looking forward for more videos coming up soon.
Right.